Hello, everyone. So today I wanted to make a video and let you guys know how things are doing in my backyard garden. Um, it's a really nice, beautiful, cold day, and I'm really enjoying this weather. I think I think the high today is gonna be like in the 60s. So it's nice and cold, and I'm all bundled up. And I'm very excited about this cooler weather coming in. I'm definitely ready for some cooler temperatures. Today is Tuesday, so just this weekend we were in the high 80s. It felt like summer just like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, over the weekend. Um, Even though we're in the fall, but it happens. But now we had this temperature drop, and it's feeling really nice. I got a beanie on and I'm all bundled up. But yeah, it's weird because just this weekend I'm like, why does it feel like summer? And I'm in Victorville, California, in the high desert. So I'm in a desert climate. But so yeah, so I'm out here enjoying the beautiful weather, and the garden's looking pretty nice. And I thought I would bring you guys along and let you guys know how some of my trees are doing. At this time of the year, we we have a couple of crops in season. We have pomegranate, we have persimmons, um, apples, and quince, and citrus. Um, so yeah, so I can bring you guys a little bit closer and show you guys. I'll probably start, I don't know, we'll see where I feel like going. But the pomegranate, you can see it in the back, kind of like where that bicycle is. The pomegranate right in the back, it's like the biggest one towards the back, right in front of the bicycle. But that ripened its fruit kind of early, so it's had ripe fruit since like late September, and it is October 30th, no, 29, October 29. And so it's had ripe fruits in September, and I just haven't had time to get it off the tree and enjoy it. So I haven't had time to harvest. I've been busy. So I have some of the fruit has been splitting, and once it splits, it could rot. So I normally, if it splits, I normally won't eat it. I'll just toss it because little critters can get in there and it can start to spoil. But if the fruit is intact and the skin, the outer skin hasn't cracked or broken, they can usually last a very long time. So I should have got them off earlier, but I just didn't. So that's my fault. But there's still some on there that are good that I need to get off the tree before they split, because I already have a lot of the crop split. My mom was here house sitting a few days ago, and I told her, take whatever you want off the pomegranate tree, because if you don't, then a lot of it might go to waste. A lot of it has already gone to waste. But so today my plan is to get a lot of that fruit off so that I can have some for my family. And then another thing, right, also in that area we have the sudachi citrus, and it's got a lot of fruit. So that's ripe. I gotta get that off, and that's it. So those two, the pomegranate and that citrus tree, I have to pick. The other fruit, like the quince, can stay on the tree for a very long time, and the fuyu persimmon can stay on there for a long time as well. So those I don't have to hurry up and get them off the tree. But there is a tree. I did get this little, I moved it. I need to find a better place for it. So that's why it's here. And so let's see. I can bring you guys closer. If I turn this way, you guys, can you see? Let's see. That apple tree, that's the Arkansas black, and you can see some of the red apples in there. It didn't have a big crop this year. It was a nice, not a lot of apples, but the apples were very beautiful, and they did get pretty good size to them. I think because it naturally thinned itself. And so I was excited, but then like I did leave this weekend when my mom was house sitting, and I didn't bag them because I thought the birds were leaving them alone, so I didn't bag them, and I was hoping that the birds wouldn't like be attracted to them, but I should have known because of that red color. The birds got to them, so I don't know. I might find 1 or 2 apples in there that are not bird damaged. But I think it's still a little bit too early to harvest them, so I should have bagged them to protect them from the birds, but I didn't. And then also I'm thinking I'm going to remove that tree. I think I'm going to get it out of my backyard. It's that tree right here. That one. I think I'm going to remove that tree because it's not very disease resistant, and it's something's attacking it, like some burrowing thing. It has something to do with like the trunk, the structure of it. It's got a lot of like damage, similar to what happened to the peach tree and the plum tree. So and then also I don't want to struggle. I want a very easy, carefree garden, and I just want to have trees that are very hardy and that do well on their own with very minimal care. Like I don't want to be spraying. I don't want to be doing too much work. So I'm thinking of removing that apple tree, but I do want to incorporate another apple variety that's pretty hardy, that's more disease resistant. And I'm also thinking I want to do like a dwarf variety and grow it in a container. That's my thinking. Grow it in like one of those huge containers, because I don't really need tons of apples. I do like the trees. I would actually just grow an apple tree just because aesthetics, like to have a beautiful large apple tree. But I can't consume that much fruit, even with my family of like 5. One of my kids doesn't eat any fruit, some fruit, but yeah, it's still a lot. So I want to grow a dwarf variety in a container so that I can just better manage it. And then I have to do some research and pick a really good variety. I think picking the right variety is key to not having to do so much work year after year. So I think that's going to be gone, guys. I think I'm going to remove it, but I will bring another apple into the garden. And then I have struggled with plums. I do have a little plum tree right there that's only been in the ground for a few months. I think it went in I think it went in the spring or fall. And then I have another one there, and then I have I had the Santa Rosa, which had to be removed because of disease, and then I do have the Shiro, which is that yellow plum, and it's right over here, right there. I'm gonna keep them in the ground, but those plums and peaches and apples are prone to get attacked by like aphids and disease and viruses, and like they're just very high maintenance. I think it's maybe because they've been overly bred, or I don't know, because you don't have that problem with like a crab apple, or because it's more wild and more, I don't know, it still has that natural disease resistance. It's just hardy. I do have a crabapple, and I'm keeping that because even though the fruit is not great for eating, for like fresh eating, like you can use it for baking, and I really just want a beautiful tree in the backyard. So I'm keeping the crabapple. But anyway, so let me bring you guys closer to some of these trees that have fruit. So there is the palm right there. That's what it looks like right now. And then I'll bring you closer and show you the fruit. I'm not gonna harvest any because, yeah, see, like that's cracked. So I'm gonna have to toss that. But this one, a lot of them have split. They really should have been removed like a month ago, probably in September. But there, and it did have a lot of fruit this year, so they are a little bit smaller. The less the fruit, the bigger they get. So you could thin. I normally don't thin this one because it's kind of spiky. Let's see. I'll show you. It looks like there's the tree. And so, yep. So I'm gonna pick a few of these, and I think my mom did pick some because it had more. So I'm glad she did, because I don't like when fruit goes to waste. So let's see over here, and then here's my other little citrus right here. So this one I have to get. You guys, this thing is so prolific. This is a really good little tree. It hasn't. I really should have removed all of the fruit and allowed the tree to grow, which is what I'm going to do. In the spring. After it blooms and it sets fruit, I'm going to remove. I'm going to remove all of the fruit because it really didn't grow any. It hasn't grown for like the past 2 years because it always just sets. Forest, calm down. It always just sets a really heavy fruit set, and it just focuses all its energy into ripening and holding on to every last piece of fruit, like all these little clusters. This is the Sudachi variety, and so because of that, it didn't grow any, and I needed to get large so that it can better withstand our cold winters, because the problem with citrus here in my area is our cold winter. We are in a zone 8B, and even though this is one that should do okay here, and it has been, you know, every once in a while we get a crazy winter where it'll like sometimes kill or knock back some of the citrus. But I love this little tree because of how prolific it is, and I've been getting yuzu fruit since almost like so not the first year, but the second year after that, it just hasn't stopped. And I could have picked these when they were more when they were green, like a lime, but when you let them fully ripen, they will turn yellow. But you can pick them green, more on the green stage too, kind of like that. At this color, you can pick them. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. I guess it's a preference if you like that green color. It kind of makes it feel more like a lime. But I'm picking them a little bit late, or just like fully ripe. So I'm gonna try to get all of these off, and see, it's still very small. It's still like, here's my leg to my knee, so like 2 feet maybe. It doesn't have any new leaves. Doesn't have any new branches. Nothing, it didn't grow any. So, and let's see what's down here. But this is the sudachi. I didn't bring my little clippers so I can clip them and put them in this little basket. That's why I had this little basket here, because I was gonna harvest them. But I'll harvest them after. There's the fruit. There's more down here. I really need to clean underneath the tree. A lot of grass. So those have to come off. Let's see. What else? I'll show you the apples. And that's as far as citrus. We have the sudachi, and we have. We didn't get any mandarins from the Owari Satsuma. It hated summer, and it died back a lot. Like, it had a lot of sunburned, so not winter damage, but it was like sunburned. It's tucked over there behind the pomegranate, right over there next to that cactus. And no blood oranges. Those two suffered from like our very hot summer this year, so I don't have any on that. I have a bear's lime, like one. I didn't show you. On the side, I have citrus that I'm trying to grow that are not cold hardy. Right over here, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 of them. This is a Valencia orange, and it got attacked by a grasshopper or something. It didn't suffer from the weather. It suffered from a pest that was eating it. That's why it's got very little foliage. Here's the bear's lime. I'm growing them in between these two, my garage and this wall. So it's a little protected area, so I'm hoping they're not going to struggle with the winter. This is the bear's lime, and it has a lemon. We have a bear's lime. I'm very excited about this one. This is the one that I want to thrive the most. And then we have another orange, the navel orange. It's looking good. We'll see how they do in the winter. I'm not going to protect them unless I see them really struggling. But if I don't see them struggling too much or too bad, then I'm just not going to protect them. But let me see. This is how they're growing. Like, there's my garage. They're in shade right now, but they'll get some sun. They do get a lot of shade. Like, they don't get a lot of direct sun until they get older and they grow past that, so they'll get more sun. But here's that wall, and so they're just growing in this little, I don't know what you would call this little area here, tucked away. But we have a bear's lime. We have sudachi. We have Meyer lemons. A handful of Meyer lemons, like maybe 10. And that's it. We didn't get oranges. We didn't get mandarins this year. They took an off year. They struggled with the summer, and all of their fruit they had set just kind of dried up, and it just fell. A lot of the leaves were burned. A lot of the branches. That's what the little Owari Satsuma looks like. It was a lot bigger. It's trying to come back now that the temperatures are cooler. And then right over there is the orange behind the pineapple guava. They're looking okay. I think now they're finally getting a breather from the heat. But yeah, so see, that sudachi is still very, very small. It hasn't grown literally in like 2 years. because I think it's because of the fruit that I don't remove. So I'm going to remove it for I'm going to remove it the next year in spring, and then maybe one more year to get it to hopefully encourage it to put on a good size and grow stems, branches, leaves. Yeah. So in comparison, the Yuzu just naturally didn't set any fruit, which I was a little upset with the little bush, because I'm like, you know, your sister, the Sudachi, is just such a good producer, and this thing hasn't produced. It's produced like 2 pieces of fruit for me, and I don't remember what year it was. It was probably a second year. I think it was 1 or 2 pieces. I think it might have been 1 piece. But what it is doing, because it's not producing fruit, is it's really growing, like really growing. It's almost reached the top of that fence, which is 4 feet tall, and the other one over there is like half, so it's like 2 feet tall. So it's almost 2 feet taller, not quite 2 feet, but almost 2 feet taller. It's got tons of like all of these vigorous like shoots, and I don't let anything below the graft grow. Everything that's here is all of the above graft, the actual scion of the Yuzu. But yeah, it's really big. Like, look at these taller branches almost reaching the top of that fence, almost reaching for 4 feet. It's got new growth, it's nice and green, it's full. See how green and luscious and full it is. And I did have to prune some of this here, so it was a little bit taller over here. And look at all this new growth. See down here, the stem, the structure of it. It's just so healthy. But I sacrificed fruit, like it sacrificed its fruit. It hasn't given me any fruit, but it is focused on like these stems are getting really woody and nice and strong. This thing is dangerous. It's got huge thorns, so I really have to be careful. See, like I pruned these so I wouldn't get nicked, but like it's got sharp, very sharp thorns. But this is the Yuzu. No fruit. So I'm hoping that they take they switch, like next year I get a nice crop of Yuzu fruit, and the Sudachi focuses on growing. I'm going to manually remove the fruit. Just remove it. That's what it looks like right there. I moved my mulberries over here. I moved the other mulberry on the other side next to the Sudachi, right over there. And because I'm getting a shed installed right there where all that stuff used to be, I just got to remove that and that and clear up that space to get a shed, because I need storage. Forrest, calm down. There is my Yuzu, and it's got a lot of little organza bags. Calm down. I cover these because we love them, and we will eat every single piece of fruit. The kids like them, everybody likes them, and they don't go to waste. So I wanted to protect them, because the birds did find them and they were going after them. So I'm like, oh no. I purchased 100 little bags. So there's at least 100 pieces of fruit that I will get to keep. And then the rest the birds can have. See? The bird ate that. And then there's other pieces of fruit that were not bagged that the birds are enjoying, and they can have it because I can't have all of it. I didn't have enough bags. I only purchased 100. Maybe next year I'll purchase 200 or 150. So a lot of fruit's still not bagged. Let's see. This one's not bagged, and the birds have been enjoying it. That one. So it's got a lot of fruit because there's 100 bags, and there's still a lot of it that's not. Oh no! Look at beautiful clusters here, but the birds ate it. This one hasn't been eaten. But this was a beautiful little cluster of 4, and 2 of them are gone now. And the birds will eat them. I have to share. I can't have them all. Like, there's that. These 2 are beautiful here. This one's a nice size. Let me see if I can open this. Yeah, I'll just show you. See? The tree itself doesn't look that great. It's like ready to lose its leaves. It's already lost a lot of leaves. And yeah, it's ready to go to sleep, this branch. Hopefully it doesn't break. I've had branches break. That's one thing. The yuzu produces a lot of fruit, and it could break because it's very, very heavy. Okay, so the apple tree. We have an apple on the floor. I wonder how long that's. We get high winds, so it must have knocked it out when it was windy. Let me clean this up. So this is the one that I'm thinking of removing and replacing it with another variety that I can grow in a container. This is the Arkansas Black. It's a beautiful apple, very pretty. I didn't protect them, so the birds have taken some, but look at this apple. That is beautiful. I might protect that because look how large and beautiful that is. I should have protected them. There's that one. I can still protect that one. This one, the birds already started pecking, but that's pretty. They're really pretty. They look so pretty, which is it's hard for me to remove it, but at the same time, look at this one. This one's really pretty, but the bird got it right there. This one too. The bird got that one. I don't think the bird got this one because it's kind of like facing down. Yeah, that one's beautiful. I don't know if I have more organza bags. I don't think I have any more. The bird got that one. See, it's got a big hole. But the reason why I want to remove this is because, look, it's got something. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to stress myself out trying to figure out what's happening. See, like it's just peeling. It's diseased. It's got like, I don't know what it is. Some beetle, some bug, some virus, I don't know what, but, and it's got some more throughout. I don't know, I might try to see, but see, it's in here, it's here. So I might just I think I'm gonna have to remove it. See, I don't wanna have to stress, and I just want stuff that are hardy. Okay, so yeah, this one has a few good apples still that if I can find a bag to cover them. This one just fell. I found this on the floor. It's a smaller one. There's a beautiful one over here. This one's so pretty. Look, it's a lot smaller. This one's smaller. See, that one's larger. Beautiful. But look at the quince. Show you the quince. Yeah, so I think that one's gonna go. But it is pretty. It looks pretty with that bright red. I like how it's balanced with that beautiful red fruit and then beautiful red fruit from the pomegranate. So I wish it wasn't so prone to disease, but so here's the quince. You can see the quince It's got some nice fruit. Here's the apple. This one's small. This is a small apple, but the quince get pretty large. Look how big that is. These, I love these. They're beautiful. They taste pretty good. They're good for baking. They're super, super hardy. Nothing really bothers them. They're very, very, very hardy. They're similar to an apple in some ways, not as far as like the flavor, like the taste, but like the texture and the shape. Let's see. This is really pretty. Oops. Hold on. Look at that large fruit. That color is pretty. They're fuzzy. It's a small tree, so it will never get that big. Maybe 15 feet if that. But yeah. And so here's that other variety of pomegranate. I forgot what it's called, pink satin, I think. But I left one fruit. It's kind of lighter in color compared to the small two, because it's still very small. I left 2 pieces of fruit compared to the wonderful variety. It's like the pink satin. I am interested in cutting into this and seeing if the color really is much lighter. It's supposed to be like light pink or just lighter in color, the seed inside. And oops. And it's supposed to be, because it's lighter, it's supposed to be like non-staining, which is one of the things I don't like about the Wonderful, that it stains. So you have to be careful what you're wearing when you're consuming it, when you're cleaning it, opening it up, because it'll stain your clothes or your hands. But yeah, look at that. And yeah, I think that's it. This is where I'm gonna have the shed, which is why I don't have any. It's kind of clean for the most part. I have to remove that, and then just kind of level it a little bit, and then I can have a shed to keep all of my garden tools and whatever I need to store. So right now I have a mess. Here's the other citrus. This is the Kalamansi, Kalamandin. It's got some fruit. This one's almost ready. This one kind of fruits year round. Like, it's had fruit all year round. It always has a couple pieces of fruit. I mean, it has it does have like a heavy bloom in spring, but it has fruit year round. Like, look, there's a little baby fruit right there. This one's pretty much ripe. Here we have little baby fruits. This one tastes really good. Then we have a little ripe one there. There's a ripe one, and then there's like inside. Down here probably some old fruit from last year, and then it was like blooming not that long ago. So it's like it's always doing something. It's always blooming. You have fruit at different stages of ripeness. See, there's a bloom there, and it's cold. October 29, still blooming. So it blooms year round, produces fruit year round. So there's always a piece of Kalamandin fruit I can come out here and grab, and it is hardy. Look, it took the winter, the summer, like unfazed. This thing is wonderful, amazing little citrus. Here's my plum tree. This one, I think, might be getting attacked because I see sap. If you start to see sap, it's not a good sign. It means something injured it, something bit it, burrowed into it, or it's usually a bug. So I hope I don't have to remove this, but I'm of the mentality that I just want an easy, beautiful garden with plants that are strong and disease resistant, and yeah, don't want to have to do too much work. So I think that's it. This one, I'm not really happy with this because this is a kumquat. It's an agami kumquat. It's got one fruit, but it's got like little flowers. Similar to the other one, it's always blooming throughout the year. I think that's the only fruit. But it's just, one, it does get burnt by the sun. Like, it's not very hardy. It doesn't really like our harsh summers. It does get burnt. Let's see, this is heat damage. It's blooming. It's crazy. It's got little blooms. So it doesn't seem to struggle with our winter. Almost like a little bit, but not really. Almost nothing. And I don't really protect it. It is pretty cold hardy, the Nagami kumquat. It kind of seems like the summer did more damage, at least this past summer. But I haven't had really good fruit, and it's very small, so I don't remember what kind of rootstock I purchased this tree and what kind of rootstock it was on. I'm kind of thinking it was on dwarf rootstock because it's so small. I don't even think it was semi-dwarf. So I want a standard or a full size, because even a full size doesn't get that big. But I definitely don't want a dwarf because I want something larger. And I haven't really enjoyed the fruit. So I don't know why. I've had Nagami kumquat and it's really good. I've had the fruit off of, in other gardens, which is why I bought one, but I haven't had good fruit. It just always tastes mushy and weird, and so yeah, so I think maybe it's just this tree. I'm thinking of removing it. I don't want to have something that I don't enjoy. I don't want to put all that time and energy into growing something and then not really enjoy. One, I don't like the look. It's not as pretty as I would want it to be. I want it to be bigger. And then two, I don't like the fruit. So yeah, 2 strikes, you're out. I think you might be out, unless it surprises me soon. So that's it. That is it. That's what the garden looks like right now. This is putting on some new leaves, but it should be going dormant soon. But it was like high 80s just a few days ago, like I said. So my yard's a little confused. All right. Yeah, that's what we have right now at this time of the year. In October is our fall season. It's my favorite season. It has to be my favorite season, followed by the spring. But October, the fall is still my favorite because we have so many things with ripe fruit. So it's a nice time it's a harvesting season, and it looks pretty, and we get a break from that summer. And yeah. All right, so you guys, I hope you have a good rest of the year if I don't make any other videos. But I might make a winter video, I'm not sure. There's not much going on in the winter. But okay, I will talk to you later. Bye.